It began on a quiet Friday night, March 15th, 2019. A college student named Jenna Richards left a party around 1:15 a.m. in a quiet town in North Carolina. She smiled at the door, waved goodbye to her friends, and disappeared into the cool night air. But that wasn't the end of Jenna's story. In the hours that followed, her phone kept moving. It pinged off towers, it changed locations, it traveled without her. And by sunrise, Jenna was gone. This is the haunting case of a girl who vanished into the night, and the digital trail that left behind more questions than answers. What really happened to Jenna Richards? And how did her phone keep moving if she wasn't? And most importantly, why does this case keep happening? Jenna was 21 years old, a junior at a mid-sized university, majoring in behavioral psychology. She was quiet but curious, always observing, always thinking. Her roommate, Claire, described her as someone who thought deeply about everything and had an interest in how people think and act. Jenna wasn't the type to take risks. She didn't drink much, didn't party hard, and when she left the party that night, nobody thought it was unusual. But there were signs, little ones. She had been more withdrawn in recent weeks. She stopped attending one of her lectures. Psychological statistics, a course she previously loved. She spent more time alone, even for her. One of her professors noted that Jenna's recent assignments had turned darker in tone. Essays about identity loss, fragmented consciousness, and the fragility of memory. She also started attending a campus meditation group. She asked questions about lucid dreaming and alternate states of consciousness. And there was something else. Her last paper was titled, "Digital Shadows: How Technology Tracks Identity Loss." Was it academic curiosity or something more personal? Here is what we know. 1:15 a.m., Jenna leaves the house party. Witnesses say she called an Uber. 1:23 a.m., Uber driver picks her up. She gets in alone. Dashcam footage confirms this. 1:31 a.m., driver drops her off 2 blocks from her apartment. She says she wants to walk a bit. 1:34 a.m., a security camera captures Jenna walking down a dimly lit street. It's the last confirmed sighting of her. Then things get strange. 2:07 a.m., Jenna's phone pings a tower 11 miles north of where she was last seen. 2:45 a.m., another ping. This time 24 miles north, near a gas station off Highway 53. 3:17 a.m., final ping, a wooded area just off the interstate. Then, silence. Her phone was never recovered, but between 1:35 and 4 a.m., data showed that her phone was being used. Google Maps was opened multiple times, the Notes app accessed, a weather app refreshed. Someone was using the phone, but was it Jenna? A surveillance camera near the gas station recorded a blurry figure walking behind the building. The timestamp matched the second ping. Investigators couldn't confirm the identity due to low light, but the figure's height and posture seemed similar to Jenna's. Another witness, an overnight trucker, reported seeing a young woman standing alone at the side of the road. He slowed, but she turned away. He didn't stop. The sighting was dismissed at the time. When Jenna didn't show up for her shift the next morning at a local bookstore, her roommate called the police. An official missing person report was filed by noon. Police pulled traffic camera footage, cell tower data, and security footage from nearby businesses. They retraced Jenna's steps, interviewed the Uber driver, and brought in search dogs to comb the wooded area. Nothing. Not a shoe, not a piece of clothing, not her phone. The Uber driver was cleared of suspicion. He had no prior record, passed a polygraph, and cooperated fully. So how did her phone travel over 30 miles from where she was last seen? Theories began to emerge. Jenna's family launched a GoFundMe for a private investigator. Local volunteers distributed flyers and held candlelight vigils. Her disappearance gripped the local community. After weeks of silence, the case stalled until a tip came in. A former classmate, Rachel, reached out to say Jenna had been researching missing persons, specifically those who had vanished without a trace. According to Rachel, Jenna believed that digital footprints could be manipulated or even erased. This opened a new angle. Was Jenna studying a theory or trying to live it? A waitress at a 24-hour truck stop diner 25 miles away claimed she served a young woman who matched Jenna's description. on the night she disappeared. She said the girl looked tired, dirty, confused. She ordered coffee, barely spoke, and left without finishing it. No security footage confirmed it, but the waitress was confident. She recalled one eerie detail. The girl left behind a napkin with scribbled words. Not real, not safe, not me. Could this have been Jenna during a fugue state? Wandering, unsure, just trying to feel safe? A second diner employee later came forward and said they saw the girl get into a semi-truck parked outside. The driver was never identified. The most obvious theory is the one everyone thinks first: foul play. Perhaps someone followed Jenna after she was dropped off. A random predator? Someone who knew her? But police found no evidence of a struggle, no DNA, no witnesses. And then there's the phone. Whoever took her, if anyone did, took the phone too. But why would they let it keep pinging? Most abductors would power it off or destroy it, unless they wanted it to keep pinging. Some investigators suspect that this could have been a staged disappearance by someone who wanted it to seem like Jenna had run. One profiler suggested the possibility of a manipulator, someone influencing Jenna psychologically in the weeks prior. A hidden relationship, a charismatic figure, a coercive connection no one knew about. Dark web users even speculated about abduction for filming, kidnappings that are streamed or recorded for underground markets. No evidence supported this, but the rumor added to public fear. Another theory? Jenna left on her own. Maybe she wanted to disappear. Her search history revealed something strange. The week before her disappearance, she had Googled how to erase digital footprint, disappearing without a trace, fugue state real stories. Friends said she had seemed distracted, even paranoid. She told Claire, "I think someone's watching me." She had also started carrying around a small notebook she never let anyone see. Could she have staged it all, left the phone as a decoy? But then, why leave it on and moving? And why hasn't she resurfaced? Her bank accounts remain untouched. No social media activity. No contact with anyone. The private investigator hired by her family looked into similar cases. He found a pattern. Other young women, psychology majors, all with unexplained disappearances. Jenna's case wasn't the only one. It might not even be the first. A connection was suggested between missing students across different states, all with interests in cognitive science, identity, and mind disorders. Then comes the strangest theory of all, a psychological break. Jenna was a psych student. She knew the symptoms of dissociative fugue, a rare condition where someone loses their identity and travels far from home without realizing it. Could she have experienced a mental break so severe that she wandered off without memory of who she was? There are documented cases. A teacher in Denver vanished for 6 months and was found living under a new name in another state. Could Jenna have suffered something similar? The combination of paranoia, secrecy, and psychological interest makes this theory more plausible than some may think. A classmate remembered Jenna saying, "It's terrifying how fragile the mind is, how easy it is to slip." Could she have predicted her own undoing? Let's go back to the phone. Investigators dug into the data logs. Between 1:30 and 4 a.m., Jenna's phone was active. GPS was toggled on and off. Apps were opened. Google Maps, Notes, even Reddit. Someone was using it. At 2:53 a.m., the phone accessed a secured Wi-Fi network registered to a truck stop diner. At 3:10 a.m., a draft message was typed in her Notes app. "I'm not who I was, this isn't me." It was never saved, just left open. At 3:41 a.m., the flashlight was turned on for 14 minutes, suggesting someone was moving through a dark area, perhaps the woods. At 3:52 a.m., the phone connected briefly to a passing vehicle's Bluetooth system. This might indicate she got into a car. Jenna's phone finally went offline at 4:02 a.m. The signal was lost in a heavily wooded area with no streetlights and little traffic. So, which theory holds up? Foul play, no evidence, she ran, but no motive, no sightings, fugue state, possible but rare. Or is this something new, a hybrid? Did Jenna plan to run, then experience a break? Was she targeted because she was vulnerable? Was someone watching her, as she feared? Did she know something she couldn't tell anyone? Or is she out there still, unaware of who she really is? Could she be living under another identity without even knowing it? It's been over 4 years. Jenna's case remains unsolved. Her family keeps her photo on the bookshelf next to the last book she read, The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat, a story about the fragility of the mind. Her mother believes she's alive, somewhere, lost, waiting. There have been alleged sightings, none confirmed. A girl fitting her description in a shelter in Ohio. A woman in Canada who didn't know her name. None turned out to be Jenna. A podcast episode about her case went viral in 2022. It reignited online interest. Reddit threads, amateur sleuths, deep dives, but no new evidence, only theories. What do you think happened to Jenna Richards? Was she taken? Did she run? Or did her own mind turn against her? Leave your theory in the comments. And remember, the human mind is powerful, but when it fractures, reality can get lost in the cracks. Subscribe for more psychological mysteries and real-life cases where truth is stranger than fiction. This was Mind Unfolded. Until next time.